One of the guys that's always been one of my favorite players to watch in numerous Super Bowls since 2012, his rookie season, has been Donta Hightower. Of course, the Patriots weren't in the Super Bowl this season. It's kind of unusual not to see either Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes there. In a different light, I think Donta Hightower is much the same type of guy in that you expected to see him making plays in the Super Bowl. I have three of them highlighted here in this little graphic. But the background is Hightower tackling Marshawn Lynch. Can't find the all-22 of that legally. That play legally. The Game Pass has removed the all-22 angle of that Super Bowl. The one on the bottom left is his strip sack of Matt Ryan, which pretty much turned around their unbelievable comeback from a 25-point deficit against the Falcons halfway through the third quarter of that game. And then the bottom right, their defensive masterpiece against the Rams 3 years ago or three Super Bowls ago when they held the Rams to 3 points. And Hightower played edge defender that game. He also played a Mike or inside linebacker in the really unique look that Bill Belichick and Flores rolled out for that game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some of his Super Bowl plays that I have that I'm able to use, and then show some of his regular season footage from 2021. You can consider this another player film study. It's really just a pseudo tribute video. It's definitely not a highlight video. Later on you'll see that and you'll hear me state I believe he's lost some of his agility. But in any case, you're going to get some run action to his left, the left side of the screen here, and this D tackle 71 is going to make the play. But watch what Hightower does to this tight end 89, who I believe is still on the team, but was inactive for the Super Bowl against the Bengals on Sunday. This shows you the explosiveness that Hightower has. Whether the tight end runs into number 83, the receiver, or not, he's getting dumped here. He looks like someone trying to run over a stop sign. I don't know if you've ever seen an individual try to do that in real life. I have. Yes, there was alcohol involved, but he looks like someone who's just getting dumped, by a stop sign that's immovable. Donta Hightower is a freak, if you ask me, and you get a physical freak. You get a better look of it from this angle because what you'll see is the tight end 89 get to about this area here and just get absolutely walled and stopped by Hightower's downhill movement. Of course, this is like that unique look that the Patriots had where they had, an edge defender out here. In this case, they have a safety. Sometimes they did it with safety. Sometimes they did it with another inside backer. But they had two edge defenders, four down linemen, and then one Mike backer. But in the same Super Bowl, Hightower at some point because of injury switched positions and played as an edge defender, played as a Mike, and executed both roles perfectly. He's a great player. In my opinion, he's a Hall of Fame player. I know the stats don't support it in terms of regular season stats. One career interception, I think only five career fumble recoveries, 27 career sacks. So the stats don't support it, but Donta Hightower is a winner. If you're trying to win a game in the Super Bowl, you want Donta Hightower or guys like him on your team. Here he is getting a quarterback hit in the end zone, nearly a safety. You get the end zone angle of this, and you'll see how violent his finish is. He's not a typical edge rusher. He didn't play there his entire career, but the Patriots would move him down there. He's more like a Sam linebacker in a 4-3, that he's capable of playing inside backer, and then on the very next play, capable of rushing the passer. You see trying to get his hands out. It's a big man he's dealing with here, and he's able to drive him back into the quarterback's lap. Just being violent and being low. And then watch how violent he is with finishing this off and slamming the quarterback to the turf. You want guys like Donta Hightower on your team. It's no shock that he's been a lifelong Patriot. Pass drop here. He's going to get a vertical by the tight end, 89. And Hightower's extremely aware taking pass drops. He's going to fit underneath this, but he also understands he's going to get a crosser of some type. Now, there is something, we don't see it. It's coming from the right-hand side of the screen here. It'll actually be off-screen top right. So there's the tight end here who had originated from over here, and this appears to be a dig coming from off-screen. So let's rewind it back so you can see how Hightower plays it. Extremely intelligent player. Obviously very well prepared by the coaching staff, but preparation is, to his credit as well. Always was in the right place in these big games. I know the Patriots didn't go far in the playoffs this year, obviously. 3rd and 7 against the Rams. Huge play, if you ask me. They're up 3-0. Rams are down here in field goal range. And Hightower, I believe, is right here. And twice in this game, they lined him up in the B gap as a stand-up 3 technique, and they ran stunts. I don't believe he is the guy who is planned to get the quarterback hit here. I'll show you the end zone angle of this too. But he actually gets a sack, and they spot it very generously for the Rams, keeping them in field goal range on the 35. Could have been spotted on the 37. But in any case, what you're going to get is he's trying to take this guy down through the A gap. I believe this nose is stunting A here, and they're trying to bring this guy across to get him through the open B gap. It's not designed, if you ask me, for Hightower to win this. You see Hightower's stunted through the A here. This is the nose who was lined up in a 0. So you had the nose working here. You have Hightower working here. And then you can see that this guy, as I pointed out a moment ago, he is crossing behind. It's designed for him to get the sack. Hightower is supposed to run into the center and take the guard with him, but Hightower ends up getting the sack because he's so damn quick when he makes his move. Just an amazing football player, if you ask me. Someone who I always admired, even though I am a Ravens fan. I was oftentimes rooting against the Patriots, but you have to recognize game when you see it. And Donta Hightower has a lot of it. I thought, honestly, against the Falcons, I thought if he doesn't make, a couple of the plays he made against the Falcons, and if you look at the Seahawks Super Bowl 2 seasons prior to that, if he doesn't tackle Marshawn Lynch by beating the block of, I think it's Russell Okung, and then making the tackle on Lynch on the 1, no, we're not talking about the Seahawks throwing the ball instead of running. We're talking about the fact that Lynch got in the end zone because the game would have been over. They would have been in the lead. And Hightower made the play there, which forced the Seahawks essentially to throw the ball a couple plays later. Similar play here. He's lined up in the B gap in a stand-up 3 technique, and he's trying to pick this tackle so that this guy can go underneath, I believe. I don't think he's supposed to get the sack here, but the tackle ends up pushing him into the play while the guard slides off of him to take the stunting D end who's trying to switch basically with Hightower. And Hightower, again, is just so strong he's able to finish the play. Plays through contact well. Has he lost some of his agility and speed in 2021? It appears as if he has. Sitting out 2020, maybe wasn't great for him. I don't know. I'm not second guessing it at all. It's his decision. But he does not appear to have the same level of agility. Still gets to the football in 2021, but not with the same speed and explosiveness, as you ask me, as this play here. This has been well documented. Devonta Freeman just pretty much runs right by Hightower on this sack. I think it's 28-12 here, mid-third quarter. Patriots are just beginning their comeback, and this was huge. Of course, Hightower is able to get the strip sack. Patriots are able to get the football, and they go down and score. We all know how the story ends. You're going to see the all-22 angle of this play. He's a special football player. And when I say I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame, I'm including playoff and Super Bowl winning plays in there. And so I'm talking about 3 Super Bowl victories by the Patriots, 2 of which are by the slimmest of margins, 1 against the Seahawks and 1 against the Falcons, and then the 3rd one against the Rams. I think Donta Hightower played a huge role in the Patriots having 3 of those Super Bowl wins. Tom Brady was obviously the MVP, but I think Donta Hightower deserves a hell of a lot of credit. This is 2021 film from here on out. A little less explosive, as I said, but still very savvy. Always in the right place at the right time, and able to make plays because he's so committed to his positioning. You're going to get both inside linebackers blitzing. I think this guy's going to cross over here. Hightower late is going to cross over to the other A-gap, and he's going to be the one who gets to the quarterback for a sack against the Jaguars. This is a blowout win by the Patriots, obviously. I think it was 50-12 or 50-10. Give the end zone angle. He's going to cross over to the other A-gap here. He's going to be the second linebacker, which is typically the one that comes free. Beautiful timing there on the blitz by him and number 8. I believe a 4th and short play for the Cowboys in a regular season game that the Cowboys won on a touchdown pass by Dak Prescott. Watch him shed this offensive lineman to the side and get involved in the tackle. Just really abrupt and smooth with how he moves people. Was there other contact there? Possibly. But Donta Hightower is always the beneficiary of that. I mean, there's has to be something said there. Extremely explosive in short space. Is able to get his hands on linemen and play blocks well and then still get to the football. I believe that was a stop there. I don't believe the Cowboys retained possession. I could be wrong. All right, a run play that's going to be away from him that kind of winds back a little bit, and these two guys here are going to fall down over each other. So if Hightower isn't involved in the tackle on this, then this running back, which I think is Pollard, could still be running. Watch how he takes on this guard. Watch the violence and commitment that he has to taking on blocks and not running around blocks. This is a classic inside linebacker play. I'm going to show it to you a couple of times and give you the end zone angle as well. He knocks the guard down and is able to make the play. Now you say, hey, that's like a 6-yard gain. That's true, it was. But look, two Patriots guys, Judon and a D tackle, fell down over each other. So this cutback by Pollard, there's a huge seam here if Hightower or somebody else, maybe a recovering safety, isn't able to get involved in the play and make the tackle. It's only that taking on blocks, like I said, end zone angle of the same play, takes on the guard, trying to compress the gap. He's able to drive the guard back and then shed the block and make the tackle. Of course, it was a big gain, or a 6 or 7 or 8 yard gain. But again, two Patriots trip over each other's feet, which partially, contributes to the fact that there's a lot more space for that cutback there by Pollard than there might have been if those two guys didn't fall down. All right, lined up as an edge defender, taking a pass drop. He's very savvy. He's versatile, multiple, able to line up as an edge defender. I think he's 31 years old. I'd like to see him stick around. I hope he does. As an edge defender here against the Bills in that crazy regular season game, very violent with his hands, able to get involved in the tackle, even though, he doesn't force the ball inside, quote unquote. The way this is set up with this will linebacker, this hybrid safety linebacker being in the 40, which means head up on the tackle, he's able to run and be the force player, and then Hightower is able to get the secondary hit right along the sideline. He's a great football player, man. In my opinion, you want guys like Donta Hightower on your football team. I hope he's able to be productive for a couple more years as a Ravens fan. I would certainly like to see him not win a Super Bowl. I'd like to see the Ravens win a Super Bowl, obviously. But it'd be neat for me to see a guy like Donta Hightower, who has made a ton of plays in the postseason and been a huge part of multiple Super Bowl winning teams, get the credit that I think he deserves and get inducted into the Hall of Fame. You may think that the stats don't warrant it, so it's a ridiculous thought or idea on my part, but I don't think there's anybody defensively to offer better who has been clutch across so many Super Bowls and helped his team win them as Donta Hightower. I think he deserves credit. I've always enjoyed watching him play football, particularly in that game against the Rams. I thought he executed so many different techniques in the context of one game and really didn't get the credit that he deserved across multiple Super Bowls for his timely play that was of the clutch variety. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments section. I'm going to do one more Patriots player film study. But I thought that Donta Hightower, I'm not sure if he's even going to play anymore. He's 31 years old. I know he's got a couple of years left on his contract, I believe. Hopefully he does return. But you never know with some of these guys who've accomplished so much. Thought that I would try to shed some light and bring a little bit of attention to what he's done throughout his career and offer a little bit of my thoughts on how I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame.